Welcome in, everyone, to Lively Lewis Stories.
That's right, we're back with even more awesome adventures with Levi and Ivy.
Set your storytime meter to fun and get ready to join the Lively Lewis crew.
All you need is your imagination and...
Off we go! I can't wait to see where our story takes us today.
Have you ever wanted to get more Lively Lewis in your life?
Well, we've got you covered.
Grab an adult and zoom over to livelylewisshop.com.
Or just click on the link in our show notes.
Enough about that. Let's get to today's super Lively Lewis story.
I'm so happy that for the first time in 2 weeks, everyone in the house is healthy, said Levi and Ivy's mom over coffee at the breakfast table. I know, it's great that everyone is feeling good, finally, replied Levi and Ivy's dad as he started to eat his breakfast. But before he could even enjoy one bite of his cheese omelet, he heard Levi calling his name. Dad, where are you? Shouted Levi as he ran into the kitchen. I'm right here, buddy. What's up? Said Levi's dad as he tried once again to have a bite of his breakfast. I need you to help me inflate my bike tire, said Levi. It's a little low and I'm supposed to go bike riding with Kyle today. Sure, I can help, said Levi's dad. Maybe I can just take my breakfast with me into the garage. But before he could even stand up from the table, he heard, Dad, where are you? Shouted Ivy as she ran into the kitchen. I'm right here, babe. What's up? Answered Ivy's dad. I need you to help me fix my dollhouse. The staircase is wiggly and Emma is coming over this afternoon to play, said Ivy. Okay, I can help you, but I have to help Levi too, said Ivy's dad. You know what? Why don't I just eat my breakfast later? That way I can help you both sooner. Honey, you should really eat something first, said Levi and Ivy's mom to her husband. Breakfast really is an important meal and helps to fuel you through the beginning of your day. Also, remember you didn't finish your dinner last night because you ran Levi to a soccer practice, and while he was practicing, you played with Ivy on the playground. I know, but I love being with you guys, said Levi and Ivy's dad. It's really no problem at all. I feel great, and I'll eat something later. I promise. Levi and Ivy's mom wrapped up her husband's cheese omelet and put it in the fridge, hoping he would actually get to enjoy it a little later that morning. But when lunchtime rolled around, she saw that it was still sitting there uneaten. Thinking she could make a great lunch that Levi and Ivy's dad would enjoy, she put together his favorite sandwich with some tasty chips and fresh fruit on the side. I would love to sit down and eat that, said Levi and Ivy's dad when he walked into the kitchen after his wife called him for lunch. But I told Levi I'd fix the basketball net because it's falling down. And then I told Ivy I would put up a tire swing for her in the backyard. I'll tell the kids to come inside to eat now, and I'll eat later. I promise. But that's what you said at breakfast, replied Levi and Ivy's mom. I know, but I really want to get this stuff done, said Levi and Ivy's dad. Okay, I guess, but can you at least drink this big glass of water? Asked Ivy and Levi's mom. You need to stay hydrated while you work. It's hot today. Sure, I can do that. Thank you so much, said Levi and Ivy's dad, taking a sip of water before he walked outside. As Levi and Ivy ate their lunch, their dad worked on completing all the projects that they had asked him to help with. And he completed them all. Actually, the only thing he didn't complete was drinking his glass of water. In fact, he never had another sip after he left the kitchen. The water glass sat completely full on the deck as he went to mow the grass before it started to rain. Levi and Ivy's mom watched as her husband worked nonstop that day around the house. He loved being productive and staying busy. Thankfully, he finally stopped for dinner, when he ate a slice of pizza before falling asleep, exhausted on the living room couch. The next day was Sunday, and Levi and Ivy and their mom were up bright and early, ready to have a fun day. But they would quickly realize that this day wouldn't be their typical Sunday. Hey, Mom, have you seen Dad anywhere? Asked Levi. He said he was going to take me for a hike today in the park. Yeah, and he said he was going to go fly a kite with me after that, added Ivy. I'm not quite sure where he is right now, answered Levi and Ivy's mom. The last time I saw him, he was still asleep. Then all of a sudden, they heard something upstairs. It sounded like footsteps, so Levi and Ivy ran to the bottom of the stairs, ready to start their day with their dad. Hi, Dad! Ready for that hike? Said Levi. Ready to go kite flying? Asked Ivy. I sure am, said their dad. But he sounded a bit different, like his nose was stuffy. Are you feeling okay? Asked Levi and Ivy's mom. Oh, sure. Never better, said Levi and Ivy's dad. I couldn't be achoo! Better. I couldn't be better. Bless you. That was a pretty big sneeze, said Levi and Ivy's mom as she walked over to her husband. It was just a little dust in the air. I'm sure I'm fine, he replied as he sniffed and reached for a tissue on the side table by the couch. And your nose sounds stuffy, said Levi. Are we going to be able to go on our hike? Of course. Let me just grab some tissues for the road and we'll head right. Achoo! Ow, sneezed Levi's dad. I don't know if you should go out, Dad, said Levi. Maybe you should sit down. You look a little pale. Daddy, are you sick? Asked Ivy as her dad sat down on the couch. No way. I never get sick. Remember, I'm Detective Dr. Dad. I solve sickness mysteries. I don't get sick myself, said Levi and Ivy's dad as he coughed. Then his eyes got wide as he started to realize exactly what was going on. The more he tried to convince himself that he was fine, the more it was obvious to himself and everyone else that he was. Sick? Am I really sick? Asked Levi and Ivy's dad as his wife checked his temperature. How could this have happened? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, you have a fever, said Ivy and Levi's mom. You aren't going anywhere today. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, kids, said Levi and Ivy's dad. You know how much I love doing fun activities with you. Maybe if I just rest for a minute, then we can go hiking and kite flying this afternoon. Achoo! 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 I think you should just concentrate on getting better and not concentrate on how long that will take, said Levi and Ivy's mom. Now go upstairs and get back in bed. We'll be up to see you in a bit. I guess you're right, said Levi and Ivy's dad sadly as he turned around and slowly walked upstairs. Wow, this is really weird for your dad to be sick, said Levi and Ivy's mom. He is Detective Dr. Dad after all. Well, now it's our turn to help him, said Ivy as she grabbed Levi and ran upstairs. Their dad was just getting into bed when Levi and Ivy burst into his room. Dad, we're here to help figure out how you got sick, said Ivy excitedly before she realized she had no idea how to do that. Ivy, how are we going to do that? Asked Levi. We usually just help Detective Dr. Dad when someone gets sick. That's just it, said their dad. You know exactly what to do. You just have to work together and remember all the mysteries we've already solved. Remember when Mom was sick and Ivy and even you, Levi? I guess you're right, Dad, said Ivy with a smile. Yeah, we can do this, said Levi. That's the spirit, said Levi and Ivy's dad with a sneeze. Achoo! You just need a few things before you start. Inside the closet is my detective hat, my doctor coat, and a notebook to write down any clues you may find to help figure out how I got sick. We're on it, Dad. You just stay here and rest, said Levi. Oh, yeah. About that, said Levi and Ivy's dad. How do I do that? I'm just so used to always being up and moving. It just seems so strange to lie here all day. But that's what you need to help you feel better, said Ivy. Maybe try and take a nap. Yeah, Dad, you love naps, said Levi. I did love naps, but I haven't been taking many lately. There's always something to do or achoo, something to fix or something to clean around the house, answered Levi and Ivy's dad. But I'll try. Good luck with your mystery, kids. Levi and Ivy said goodbye to their dad and ran back downstairs to see their mom. By that time, Levi had put on the detective hat and Ivy had put on the doctor coat. Here we are, Mom. Detective Levi at your service. And Dr. Ivy, said Ivy as she ran into the living room. We're going to figure out why Dad is sick and we'll need your help. You look great. And how can I help? Asked their mom. What did Dad do yesterday after he helped us all day? Asked Detective Levi. That's when their mom told Detective Levi and Dr. Ivy how yesterday afternoon she said that she didn't like all Levi and Ivy's toys were left out in the backyard because it was raining. She said she was going to go out and pick them all up, but instead, Levi and Ivy's dad offered to do it. She said okay because she thought he would just be out there a minute or two. But instead, he stayed out there for almost 30 minutes cleaning up the yard, putting away the lawn furniture, and cleaning the trampoline. When he walked back inside, he was soaked from the rain, said Levi and Ivy's mom. I told him to come in a bunch of times, but he wouldn't listen to me. That's it, shouted Dr. Ivy. Dad is sick because he got all wet in the rain yesterday. Can that make you really sick? Asked Detective Levi, looking confused. Maybe, answered Dr. Ivy. I mean, I haven't been a doctor all that long. So without wasting another minute, Detective Levi, Dr. Ivy, and their mom ran upstairs to see their dad. And when they opened the bedroom door, they could see that he wasn't doing what they told him to do. I thought we said you should take a nap and get some rest, said Dr. Ivy. I'm sorry, said Ivy's dad, who was standing up folding laundry. I just thought a little folding wouldn't hurt anyone. Please get back in bed and try to rest, said Levi and Ivy's mom as her husband put the clothes down and got back under the covers. Dad, we have some great news, said Dr. Ivy. We figured out how you got sick. It was from the rain yesterday. Yup, when you were outside all that time cleaning the yard in the rain, that's when you got sick, said Detective Levi, giving his sister a high five. Case closed. Oh, no, I'm sorry, you two, but you can't get sick from getting wet in the rain, said Levi and Ivy's dad. Just think about it. You don't get sick from being in the pool or taking a shower. Oh, good point, Dad, said Dr. Ivy. I guess that's why you're the original Detective Dr. Dad. Don't get discouraged. You're doing a great job by collecting clues, and I'm sure you'll get to the bottom of this sooner than later, said Levi and Ivy's dad as he sneezed into a tissue. Achoo! Let's leave and let Dad rest, said Detective Levi. As they left the room, Levi and Ivy's mom went and got her husband a warm cup of tea and a book to read, hoping that would help him relax and send him off to dreamland. Dr. Ivy, I think we know what to do next, said Detective Levi. We have to remember what Dad was doing 2 days ago. Detective Levi and Dr. Ivy each thought long and hard about what happened 2 days ago. Then at once, they remembered going to the grocery store with him. They remembered he was touching a lot of things, looking for ingredients for dinner that night. They remembered they had fun shopping with him, but neither of them remembered seeing him wash his hands. And on the way home, they all enjoyed some cookies they had bought. We've got it, Mom, called out Dr. Ivy as her mom walked into Ivy's room, which is where she and Detective Levi were working on the next clues for the case. Dad went grocery shopping 2 days ago and was touching a lot of stuff, said Detective Levi. We ate some cookies in the car on the way home, and we don't remember seeing Dad use hand sanitizer. That's right, said Dr. Ivy. Levi and I use the hand sanitizer that we keep in the backseat of Dad's car, so we were all set. That does make a lot of sense, kiddos, said Levi and Ivy's mom. Grocery stores have a lot of people in them, and there could be germs on lots of things, like the grocery cart you used. You two are both fine, and you said you used hand sanitizer, so the reason your dad's sick must be that he didn't use any. It's just so unlike him to not use hand sanitizer after we've been out, though, said Detective Levi, looking a bit puzzled after thinking more about it. Well, there is only one way to find out if he used hand sanitizer, said Dr. Ivy. Let's go ask him. He's probably not asleep yet. Detective Levi, Dr. Ivy, and their mom quietly peeked into their dad's bedroom and was still up sipping his tea. So they went in to ask him what he remembered about 2 days ago. Yeah, I remember going to the grocery store and eating those tasty cookies in the car on the way home. But I also remember using hand sanitizer. You just didn't see me, said Levi and Ivy's dad. I always use hand sanitizer after being at a public place. I knew it, said Detective Levi, sounding defeated. I guess we still have some more work to do. And with his head held low, he and Dr. Ivy left the bedroom and headed back to the living room. They sat on a couch quietly for a few minutes, and then Detective Levi said, I don't think I'm a very good detective. And I don't think I'm a very good doctor, said Ivy. Then, at the same time, both Ivy and Levi jumped up from the couch. "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" said Levi, looking at his sister. She nodded her head and handed over her doctor coat to Levi. He smiled and handed over his detective hat to Ivy. They talked a little about some of the things they had noticed about their dad over the last few days. And at that point, they were very confident, and they finally knew why he was sick. Just then, Levi and Ivy's mom walked into the living room. "Hi, Mom! Anything look different?" laughed Ivy. "Now we're Detective Ivy and Dr. Levi." "I love it. Good idea to switch it up a bit," she said with a smile. "And you're doing a great job, and we're close to figuring this out. I just know it." "We know it too, and after talking a bit, we figured out what made Dad sick," said Dr. Levi. "That's great. Dad just fell asleep, but once he wakes up, we can go upstairs and let him know," said their mom. "While we're waiting, let's grab something to eat. You need to keep your strength up for all the great detective and doctor work that you're doing." After about an hour or so, Detective Ivy and Dr. Levi heard some rustling upstairs. Their dad was awake, and they were really excited to tell him that they had cracked the case. "Dad?" Dr. Levi whispered quietly as he opened the bedroom door. "We did it. We know why you're sick." "Oh, wow. You made a change too." "I like it," said their dad. "That's great that you think you solved the case, because I've been lying here trying to figure it out myself. I mean, I do everything I'm supposed to, like using hand sanitizer, washing my hands before eating, and getting lots of exercise. You know, since I'm always running around with you two." "That's just it, Dad," said Ivy. "You're not taking care of yourself because you're always taking care of us and Mom." Levi and Ivy's dad looked really surprised, but then his kids went on to explain it more to him. They told him how he's always dropping what he's doing to help them, no matter if it's a convenient time or not. They mentioned how he misses meals and forgets to stay hydrated because he's too focused on fixing bikes, flying kites, and getting his kids to their sports practices. They reminded him how he doesn't get good sleep because he's always up late or early getting his things done so his schedule is open during the day to be with them and their mom. "Wow. I never realized all of that could make me sick," said Levi and Ivy's dad. Then Levi and Ivy's mom said, "These two also figured out that being in the rain may not have made you sick, but it definitely could have made your body temperature drop. When that happens, your immune system, that's the system in your body that keeps you healthy, can get weak, and any little germ could have made you sick at that point. We know you love taking care of us, Dad, but you can't do that if you're sick," said Dr. Levi. "Great job, kiddos. I guess Detective Dr. Dad can retire since we have 2 Detective Doctor kids in the family now," said Levi and Ivy's dad with a big smile. "Don't retire just yet," said Detective Ivy. "We like solving mysteries with you too much. Right now, though, you need to concentrate on getting better," said Levi and Ivy's mom. "You rest and we'll go make you a little soup." "Sounds great. Thank you all so much," said Levi and Ivy's dad as he closed his eyes and fell back to sleep, finally realizing that taking care of yourself is doing something for the people you love, because no one wants anyone in their family to be sick. A day or two passed, and after some well-deserved rest, Levi and Ivy's dad was feeling great again. "Dad," called Levi as he ran into the kitchen. "Can you take Ivy and I to the candy store?" "Sure thing, buddy, but it will be after I finish my breakfast," said Levi's dad. "That's totally fine with me," answered Levi. "Thanks for taking care of yourself, Dad." Levi's dad smiled that morning and enjoyed every last bite of his cheese omelet. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the story and learned a little something too.
And since we know everyone has their own story, we'd love to hear yours.
If you have an idea for a Lively Lewis story, leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, your idea, and your little one's name.
Then maybe our next adventure will be with you.
Until our next Storytime Hangout.
Thanks for listening. We can't wait to share another fun Lively Lewis story with you.